The Asharis say, you Salafis, you are a small minority group compared to us. We are the majority of the Ummah. Wait. Now I know why the Ummah is weak and it's being weakened by the non-Muslims. Because majority are Asharis. So when we become the majority, the Salafis, then the Ummah will be strong and the enemies will be weakened. And the enemies will be defeated. Thank you, Asharis. You gave me a good lesson. The other answer is, the Prophet ﷺ said, Islam began strange, and it will turn to become strange as it started. So, Fطوبى, how great
will be their reward at the Day of Judgment.
Blessed are those strangers. Then the Prophet was asked, describe them to us, O Prophet. He said, أناس صالحون قليل. There are minority
righteous people
بين أناس سوء كثير, within the midst of a majority of evil people.
So if you're boasting that you are the majority, then the hadith will be applied on you as evil people. Because the Prophet is describing the majority that they are evil people. So, be my guest, Asharis, to be this majority whom the Prophet ﷺ dispraised.
A large number of evil people. من يعصيهم أكثر ممن يطيعهم. Who disobey them are much greater than those who obey them. Where are the Asharis? Where can we put the Asharis now in this hadith? Where? They are the majority. And we are the minority. Every sect and cult today, they launch their spears against us. Shi'i, Ash'ari, Ibadi, Sufi, non-Muslims. If you want to know who is the saved cult, who is the true cult, watch the spears.
To which direction they are directed.
What is the attitude of this cult? They limit themselves, confine themselves to the book, the authentic sunnah, on the understanding of the salaf of this ummah, salaf, those who preceded you. So this is our methodology. And when the Prophet counted 73 sects in this ummah, all of them are in the hell fire except one. Who are those? Those people of ilmul kalam, philosophy, or those dancers in the name of God, Sufis, or those who keep slapping themselves, smacking themselves, beating up themselves, just like their brothers, the Christians, who used to be doing what is being called flagellation, beating themselves up with the chains, with a sword. No, they don't do that. The Salafis don't do that. What do? They limit themselves to the way of the Prophet and his companions, period. So blessed are those who are minority, surrounded by the midst of evil majority. Those who disobey them are much more than those who obey them. Thank you. Don't forget that the Prophet made dua for those minority who keep sticking themselves to the book and the sunnah, saying, Fطوبى للغرباء. Blessed are those who are strangers. Why strangers? Because sticking to the sunnah will be, in the perspective of those majority Ash'aris, will be considered as extremism. they'll be hating their way. The prophecy of the Prophet about this cult will be so strange in the eyes of others, so extreme, hard in the perspective of others. They are blessed by the Prophet ﷺ. Those are the Salafis.
So the case of majority is not the scale for knowing, signifying where the truth is, since the Prophet ﷺ praised those who are minority and strangers in the eyes of their own community. Who testifies for this fact? The Asharis themselves. In the book titled as Tabyin Kadhib al-Muftari, for an Ash'ari early scholar who was so close to Abu al-Hasan al-Ash'ari, his name is Ibn Asakir. In this book, it was mentioned to him that you Ash'aris are minority. Look at him saying here, if someone said that the majority at all times, and most of the layman people in all countries, they do not take the Ash'ari as their model. They do not imitate him. They do not see his madhab. They do not believe him, while they are the vast majority. By the way, this proves that the Ash'aris are minority, especially at the time of this man. Then he replied and said, there is no consideration to the majority of the layman people, but what is considered are those people of knowledge who deserve to be taken as models. Noticing here that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, none had believed him except little. None had believed in him, that means the Prophet, except little. And Allah said, among little are those grateful, thankful among my servants. Then he quoted a beautiful statement for Al-Qadi Iyad. Beautiful statement. What is that beautiful statement? Let's have a look at it. اتبع سبيل الهدى, follow the way of guidance, ولا يضرك قلة السالكين, and it does not harm you that those who follow that way of guidance are minority. وإياك وطرق الضلالة, and beware of the ways of misguidance. ولا تغتر بكثرة الهالكين, and do not be fooled or deceived by the majority of those perished ones who follow the way of misguidance. So as a result, majority is not in the scale of signifying where's the truth. Because always the majority are more corrupt than the minority.